So after the ancestors gave the green light, we went to war with our gods by our side. And from 1791 to 1803, we went about putting an end to our oppression. Whooping ass in high definition, putting the French army out of commission. We had them squirming in their fetal position when they encountered the beauty of our old-time religion. Under the leadership of a runaway slave by the name of Toussaint Louverture, it was like possessed Jehovah Witnesses going out to explore. The Haitians delivered the most unmerciful flogging door to door. A machete to the head? Yeah, that's how they built rapport. Wasn't no HBO, but white folks were feeling quite insecure. A 2x4 planted in a French soldier's skull? That was a new decor. It was nothing but blood and gore as they fled to their ships and they rode offshore. The Haitians not only drove the French out of their land, had them fools fleeing through the jungle like Tarzan, but they also went next door and whoop ass some more. They ran up on the Spanish slave owners in Santo Domingo. Today, it is known as the Dominican Republic. And those Haitians, they took a stand, appearing out of nowhere like the Invisible Man, clubbing the Spaniards to death like Captain Caveman. It was like they were channeling Wu-Tang when they pulled out the chitty chitty bang bang and start reducing lifespan like when Django went to Candyland. Over the next several months, they whoop ass on an installment plan, leaving the slave owners looking like Raggedy Ann. They did not stop until they freed the entire nation. And ironically today, Dominicans, because they're lighter skinned, believe that they're better than Haitians. Because of their complexion and their programming, they've grown ignorant and vain. Yet had it not been for the Haitians, Dominicans today would still be in chains. Now speaking of the French and Spanish, they were heavily armed and better equipped. And today when they talk about their defeat, they will admit that indeed it was tragic. But the wisest among them knew that in actuality, it was black magic. That poem is from my book, The Magic is in the Melanin. It's called The Psychology of Oppression. And what's incredible about that poem? That poem is it's a long piece. It's about 10 minutes long. It wasn't meant to be a poem. It's a history lesson. And let me just share this with you real quick. You see, what happened in that Haitian Revolution was there was a slave in Jamaica by the name of Bookman. And he still practices old African spirituality. And after he prayed to his gods, they told him, listen, go to Haiti and get with the other spiritual leaders. So they went to Haiti, got with the spiritual leaders, and they did a ritual where they killed the animal, probably a chicken or some shit, and sacrificed it to their gods. Just like they did in the Bible, in the Old Testament, when Abraham or one of them dudes wanted a miracle, they sacrificed a lamb to their gods, and they did whatever they need to do. So once they made the sacrifice in Haiti, their God said, listen, if you want freedom, you got to go to war. That's the only way you're going to get it. Yes, we know you're outnumbered, but we, our gods, will go on that battlefield with you. So the Haitians went to war, and they devastated one of the most powerful armies on the planet at the time, the French army. And when they were done, they went next door because Santo Domingo or Dominican Republic, that was enslaved by Spanish people. So they went next door and fought with the Spanish army and beat them as well. When the word got back to the 13 colonies of the U.S. that these slaves in the West Indies were practicing their old religion and freeing themselves, the Virginia slave codes were passed. And it says all Africans must be converted to Christianity. So imagine that we had gods that we prayed to that freed us. Ever since we took on this white man's God, we had no more wins. All we had was just wait and we'll take care of you. Just wait. While the ones who gave us that God, they went to Haiti. They went to Iraq and killed Saddam Hussein. Everybody took all the oil. They went to Libya. Gaddafi took all the oil. They went to Africa, killed to take the uranium. They went to Congo, killed to take the rubber. They killed everybody. While the God that they gave us was like, yeah, we know it's kind of unjust, but just sit around and wait. I'll take care of them in the next life. I'll take care of them. And the way we got that God, let me tell you how we got this Jesus and this white God. They used to our men. This is all documented. So you have a big black man and this white man come and in front of his woman, in front of all the kids. They had to watch that. When they finished, they took turns. Then they tied his limbs, 2 hands, 2 feet, to 4 horses going in different directions. and they whipped the horses going in 4 different directions and ripped them apart. After the kids saw that and the women saw that, everybody was traumatized, and they kept doing it until we accepted their God. We forgot the name of our gods and started accepting their God. And ever since we accepted that God, we have not had a win as a people. Now, if you knew your history, you would know this. This is why DeSantis and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, this is why they're trying to hide the history. Because once you know your history, you're powerful. Go and cop the book. It's called The Magic is in the Melanin. That one poem alone will give you so much information. It will have you thinking about things you weren't even thinking about thinking. It's an ebook. Go cop my book. It's on, where do you find it? My Stan store, stan.store/Kurt Nugent, or look at my IG link. But there's so much in that book because that's just one poem. Almost 20 different pieces in the book, but it's amazing how we were beaten and given a God that was impotent, a God that tell us put 10% in the plate and wait. And there's power in my name. There's power in the name of Jesus. But we ain't had a win since the Haitian win because we traded our God for something that was beaten into us. It's amazing. You need to learn your history. This book will have you thinking about things you weren't even thinking about thinking. It's called The Magic is in the Melanin, and you'll find it in my Stan store in my IG link. I'll see you in the next video.